All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be a look at this knife, and this is the Ryder dog grooming knife, which is the model number RR1729. And this is a knife that I've actually been interested in for a while. I just didn't have a dog, so I thought it would be silly to get it, although I always kind of thought that this would work as a beard comb or just a regular comb. But I do have a dog now, and I decided to get one because they're really inexpensive. You can get these for well under $10. And it's an interesting little knife. So first of all, let's take a look at the knife. As you can see, it has both pin and torque screw construction, Torques at the pivot. So actually, it's not a torque screw, it's a hex. But it's an interesting, combination. You do see it on a lot of modern traditional knives. But it has kind of like layered wood handles. I'm not exactly sure what kind of wood this is, but it's some kind of composite, I believe. And then the main blade is a comb. And as you can see, it's a rather wide comb, which is well suited for, combing a dog. And then it also has a combination can opener and bottle opener. Now the can opener makes a lot of sense to me because, if you use wet dog food or, cat food or whatever, you can use this can opener to open that. The bottle opener, I don't know if, for some reason you might need to open a bottle for your dog. I don't know, but it's just one of those things. I think they just added it because. And another thing I want to talk about on this knife is the fact that it's actually relatively traditional. So not necessarily the construction, but the idea of a dog grooming knife. There are really old dog grooming knives that you can find. Often they'll have a comb and then like thinning shear, basically, or thinning blade. I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, but it's a kind of like a comb with a sharp edges within there. So it's actually a pattern, a type of knife that's relatively traditional. The other interesting thing with this knife that I wanted to mention is that Great Eastern Cutlery is currently coming out, and right now they're shipping to dealers and everything, with the number 35 pattern beer and sausage tool, which has the beard refuse removal tool, and it looks relatively similar to this. It's a comb that's supposed to be for getting things out of your beard, I guess, but it has these same wide type teeth. So it was interesting to see, the similarities there, and interesting, that Ryder has had this knife for a long time, and now GEC is coming out with a knife with a little bit of a different, intended purpose, but a very similar tool. So this is an interesting little knife, and well, it's not that little actually. I'll show you some comparisons in a second here. But to talk about the knife itself and its construction, it's well constructed. It has really nice action, nice snap open, no blade play. I didn't actually when I got it, maybe just a teensy little bit now. And again, you could adjust that with this adjustable pivot. Moving over to the can opener, bottle opener, same deal, maybe a teensy little bit of blade play on that now, but nice action, open and closed. And the handles are, comfortable. I actually have used this a good bit for combing my dog, and, they're comfortable handles. Really no big gaps. You can see pretty well constructed on the back springs there. And it does come with this little dog whistle. Now, I don't have a huge use for a dog whistle. It's just kind of funny to see my dogs look when I blow on it. We don't use a whistle for training him or anything like that. So it's, I think, a little bit confusing for him. But it does come with this. And then finally, it comes with a little pocket sheath here, pocket slip, with a clip. So it's an interesting addition. And again, for under $10, it's a nice package. Now this pocket slip is relatively big. It works well for this kind of sodbuster size and thickness knife. For a smaller knife, it has a plastic insert, and smaller knives do tend to slide around in there. But for a larger knife like this, or a sodbuster style knife, it's a nice little slip that they include with it. And talking of the size here, I want to show a couple size comparisons. So there is the Rough Ryder dog grooming knife. Here is a GEC number 15. Here is a Victorinox Farmer. Here is a Case Classic Trapper. Moving into some well-known modern knives, we have a Ontario Rat 1, the larger version. We have a Benchmade Griptilian, again, the larger version, and a Spyderco Native 5. So you can see it's not a small knife as traditional knives go, but very similar in size to a Trapper or a Sodbuster or something like that. And for the price I paid, I'm happy with it. Like I said, I've used it a good bit getting burrs and stuff like that out of my dog's hair. And it's a fun little knife that actually does have some history to it. So if this is something you're interested in, check it out. They are still available, like I said. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you like this kind of video, subscribe to my channel. I've got lots of other videos and more coming. You can hit the bell for notifications so you know when I post new videos. Also check out my social media. I post things about knives like this, and my blog at knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this. And finally, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.